What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back at the Boxing Clinic once again. Early morning grind video, and according to John David Jackson, Kovalev drinks vodka heavy in training camp. And he says, "Attention, everybody! If you want to be Sergey Kovalev, go to the body." You basically can't take it to the body. I'll leave the interview with Radio Raheem in the description so you can see the whole interview. The Kovalev part is towards the end, about the last 2 minutes of the interview. But, it seems that, Kovalev is still yapping and John David Jackson is still letting him have it. He says that, go to all opponents, go to the body because this dude, ain't going to be a good fighter because all he do is, jug down vodka. And he's saying that, Kovalev has some alcoholism problems. And we heard that before. We heard Virgil Hunter second that before. And maybe that's why Kovalev is weak to the body, according to John David Jackson. He says that, Kovalev is yapping, act like he did everything on his own. He said he would bash himself, John David Jackson, the promoter, and not give nobody credit. He said, that's fine. He said, when I first got you, you could punch, but you couldn't fight. But I didn't help you get to where you got. And, I won't say that he couldn't fight, where it might be facts. For the simple fact that he wasn't the world champion until John David Jackson came to his corner. And that's not a knock at Abel Sanchez by John David Jackson. That's just saying that, Sergey Kovalev didn't listen to Abel Sanchez neither. Abel Sanchez said that as well. And, and he goes on to say that Kovalev can't be champion. He can be a world champion again because it's 4 belts, but he can't be champion until he beat Andre Ward. And at the end of the day, he said a quitter will never be champion and called Sergey Kovalev a quitter. Now we know Kovalev said, him and, Main Events and Kathy Duval, that whole team, his team was, and Klimov, his manager, was saying that Andre Ward hit below the belt and brainwashing the fans to second that dumb crap. They always trying to take something away from, a guy who legitimately beat their fighter. Cry if you want to cry. This guy quit. And even John David Jackson said it. He said he told Don Turner, the other older black gentleman in the corner, he said if Andre Ward goes to the body on Kovalev, he's done. He said that's what Ward did. He went to the body. He said Kovalev couldn't take the body work because he slugs down vodka all day. And says that he can be world champion again and regain his WBO belt, but he can never call himself champion because the real champion, Andre Ward, retired. And he said that was smart for Andre Ward. And Andre Ward does have 2 up on him. He says, Kovalev can never call himself champion again until he can beat Andre Ward. And he says that, Andre Ward was smart for walking away. He beat somebody twice, man. What you got to beat him 3 times for? He didn't win not one to make it a rubber match. So at the end of the day, John David Jackson feels that, Kovalev ain't going to do nothing much more anyway. He said he can be world champion again versus Shavansky. He said if you want to beat him, go to the body because he got a vodka drinking problem. He got an alcohol problem. And we first heard those sentiments or that statement made by Virgil Hunter. And, possibly it's true, because he was fading in the first fight and he faded bad in his second fight. And, once Andre Ward knew he couldn't take the body work and couldn't take, the pace, that Andre Ward wanted to turn it up to. Because, Andre Ward likes to fight at a nice, steady pace as well. And he showed his versatility by stepping up the pace. And, entire out in Kovalev, out and Kovalev couldn't take the pace. And you can't be drinking and be on the elite level. You got to live a clean fighter's lifestyle. And, and it's not that like John David Jackson is going out his way to jab Kovalev. He took a lot of disrespect in that corner, later in that camp. Kovalev is still talking about John David Jackson. He didn't teach him nothing. Abel Sanchez didn't teach him nothing. He learned everything on his own. And then why you go get a trainer? Why don't you do the Berman Shuvanoff and just, go into your fights without a trainer and be a trainer yourself if you that smart of a fighter? You know what I'm saying? And, one thing that's disrespectful for not paying homage and giving credit and to the guys who got you in your position. And most definitely Abel Sanchez and John David Jackson were integral parts of your career, getting you to the world championship level. And, Kovalev doesn't want to acknowledge that. And John David Jackson said he had something for Kovalev. I don't know what he says he has for Sergey Kovalev, but it'd be interesting to see the surprise that he has if it's ever revealed. But, I hate to see it go down that way, man. Kovalev being ungrateful. Like I said, a cry comes before the fall, and the fall from grace has already been epic. But he got a chance to build himself back up and prove some people wrong. he probably would never get Andre Ward back in the ring again, in my opinion. But, you got, Bivol, Barrera, possibly Adonis Stevenson, Purdue Jack out there. So he can make his name. He was contemplating leaving the weight class as well. He contemplating retiring for boxing. That tells you that he's kind of mentally fragile and mentally broken right now. But, by the way, John David Jackson say Brian Baba Jennings got a big fight next year after his December fight. So look out for that. We gone.